Alright, this is a video on how to become more healthier, and we'll go over some different ideas and tips and tricks of how you can improve your overall health. Got some previous footnotes to help me. Okay, so when we usually look at health, we usually think about physical health is the most common. Our mental health and spiritual health are always there as well. They are all equally important. We want to create a balance for all three types: body, mind, soul. And the first thing that we can do is drink more water. Our bodies are made of 90% water, and if we're dehydrated, we're not going to feel like we should. And we live in this world of energy drinks, salty snacks, processed sugar. And I'm not against these things, but I really believe in our time that we're really consumed by consumption, if that makes sense. And if you walk into a convenience store, they've got all this stuff and alcohol and so forth. So try to keep those things to a minimum. A simple thing you can do is go for a walk. I like to walk in nature when I can. Go on a long walk. You can go with a friend, you can walk your dog, and you can go by yourself. Very, very meditative in itself. So something else you can do for your spiritual health is pray and meditate. And this can be hard for people because they may not know how to do it. They may not even do it, or they don't want to do it. So you really can't do it by yourself. You're going to have some fundamental layer that's going to get you through each day. And eventually, if you don't have that, you will reach a point to where you're going to be you will become thirsty. And I'm not talking about I want some Kool-Aid or I want some water. You'll become spiritually thirsty. Okay, another thing to do is get solid rest. And sleep is important, especially in today's world. If you're drinking all this caffeine all the time, you're not going to be able to sleep as well, or taking all these stimulant drugs. And I don't have a problem with a couple cups of coffee, a couple cups of tea. I personally drink green tea been drinking about 2 cups a day, and it helps, wake me up a little bit, but I don't have to have that. If I wanted to quit tomorrow, I can't. I'm in control. Okay. Something else that's good for your health is do something you enjoy. And I'll give you an example. Like art, writing, or music. So those things are good for your mind, and it can sometimes help you break up some of those mental knots that we may have. Okay, let's see what else I have here. Less screen time. Computers, cell phones, and TV. And I know it's hard in today's world to avoid screens completely. A lot of people with their jobs, they have to use a computer, they have to use a screen, they have to use their phones. If you can put, a time frame on it and try not to do it late in the evening, because that light can affect your ability to go to sleep and stay asleep. If you stay in that screen all day and you try to shut off, you're still going to be seeing that light when you lay down, and your body won't want to shut off. Okay. So when you go for a walk, you're going to get fresh air and sunshine, and I promise you that you will see a difference when you are out in nature. Somewhat scattered here, but not a problem. Clean up physical and mental clutter. What does that mean? So you may have a lot of, could be trash, could be stuff that you've been hoarding up for years all around you. And if you're not going to clean that up and you're just going to keep adding to these piles, stuff's going to start stacking up around you, and it might make you feel uncomfortable. And if you clean that up, the saying, less is more. I try to condense everything I have, try to keep it to a minimum. I feel better because I don't feel like everything is caving in on me when I have less clutter. And the mental clutter is thoughts. We're always thinking about something. And I'm not sure where I heard this from, but our minds have, I don't even remember the number, but it was like a high number of how many thoughts that go through our mind each and every day. So we try to clean up some of these things that aren't contributing to our overall well-being and health. And another thing is to try to watch eating later meals in the day. A small snack is fine, maybe like yogurt or like a piece of fruit or oatmeal if you have an appetite. But if you eat this big greasy meal and you try to go to bed 2 hours later, your body is breaking down that energy, and it's going to have a hard time, processing that while you're not moving or going to bed. So that can affect your sleep too. So all these things, aspects of health go together. You can't have one without the other. So the idea is to create a balance, as I set up here, for all three types. And this should help you become healthier with your diet, with your mind, and with your soul. And a lot of these things are always there. I always like the saying that, everything is always there. And, you could get into certain things that aren't, but I'm talking about if you go to a convenience store, well, convenience stores are always there. Alcohol is always there. Processed food and sugar, always there. All these things, TV and computers, always there. So those things are always there. And try to avoid, of course, like alcohol and drugs, nicotine, all that stuff. And I know it's hard if you've been doing it for years to stop. I think that the longer that you are involved with those things, the more difficult that it can be. So you have to create a personal realization that it's, there. So I promise you, if you stop some of those things and you change your diet, start to change your mentality. People are really used to living these fast, quick, me lifestyle. And we want to try to turn the direction on that and become more conscious of what we're doing, what we're thinking, and what we're a part of. But hopefully this will get you started. And I may make a follow-up on this. So pretty simple. If you're not used to doing it, easier said than done. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.